Surrounded by Mars, back with another video. We're here to talk about the last four teams. And I wouldn't even say the last four teams are struggling to find a head coach. The Bills, I think they'll definitely find a head coach. But the teams that I'm here to talk about today are the Cardinals, the Raiders, and the Browns. They are literally struggling to find a head coach. I think it was the offensive coordinator from the Jaguars. He pulled back from even being interviewed by the Cleveland Browns as far as for a head coaching job. The reason that these organizations are struggling so bad to find a head coach, if we go over their records, at least for the last 5 years, let's start with the Browns. The Browns, last year, this year that just ended, they was 5-12. The year before, 3-14. 2023, 11-6. They made the playoffs. I think they made the playoffs. Yeah. I think they made the playoffs this year, 11-6. But then you go to 2022, 7-10, and then 2021, 8-9. Like literally, bro. Within the last 10 years, the Browns have went 0-16 one of these years, which was 2017. 2016, it was 1-15. 2017, 0-16. 2018, 7-8-1. 2019, 6-10. 2020, 11-5. 2021, 8-9. And then I already said the rest. Like, bruh, over the years, they just had a terrible, terrible, terrible record, bruh. Except for, I say, 2 years. 2 out of the last 10 years. All the rest of the records were terrible, bruh. Literally terrible. And I don't know if it's just as far as the coaching staff, the GM, the owner, like what is going on in these organizations that these coaches don't even want a head coaching job for this team. If you see over and over and over and over, year after year after year, they struggle every year, except for 2 years out of 10. 2 out of 10. Like, for them to go 0-16 or 1-15, bro, is terrible. And then you pretty much repeated the cycle 2024 and 2025. You went 3-14, 5-12. You nowhere near over 500. Only 2 years out of the last 10, you've been over 500, which was 2023 and 2020. Every year since under 500. If I was a potential coach wanting to be a head coach, this would not be my ideal choice to go to be honest with you. Now let's go to the Raiders. The last 10 years for the Raiders. We're going to start from 2016. 2016, they was 12-4. Okay, they was over 500. 2017, 6-10. Under 500. 2018, 4-12. Under 500. 2019, 7-9. Under 500. 2020, 8-8. Barely made 500, but they made 500. 2021, 10-7, over 500. 2022, 6-11. 2023, 8-9. 2024, 4-13, and then 2025, 3-14. All under 500. Like, bro, if I'm that guy and I want to be a head coach, I don't want to be a head coach that bad. To the point that you going to a team that pretty much has been terrible for the last 10 years. And for the Raiders, 3 out of the 10 years, they were 500 and up. 3 out of the 10. Like, that math ain't mathing, bro. The ratio ain't, bro, come on, bro. Anybody that know math know that shit don't add up. For the Raiders or the Browns. Then we go to the Cardinals. Last 10 years. 2016, 7-8-1, under 500. 2017, 8-8. 500, barely. 2018, 3-13. 2019, 5-10-1. 2020, 8-8, barely made it to 500. Okay, then 2021, they jump 11-6. Then right after that, drop right back down. 2022, 4-13. 2022, 4-13. 2023, 4-13. 2024, 8-9. 2025, 3-14. If I'm looking for a head coaching job, these are not the places I'm looking for. I don't care what you gonna give me. Because you ain't going to give me enough to get over this hump, bro. We got 2 years that they were 500 and up. 2 years out of 10 for the Cardinals. Organization been terrible, bro, since 2016, you might as well say. 2016. All three of these teams. Vegas then moved. The Raiders then moved to Vegas and still can't do nothing. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's the GMs, the owners, or whatever the case may be. These organizations just are not doing what they need to do to get the right coaching staff in there, get the right players in there, get the right ownership in there, get the right GMs in there. I don't know what it is, but for y'all to be struggling in 2026 to find a head coach, it shows. Clearly it shows that these organizations are not even worthy of someone up and coming to come to them and want to be a head coach. Because realistically, if you go here, you probably only going to have 2 to 3 years to prove yourself. And then you right back out the door. They're not going to give you no time to really establish a coaching staff, players, player development. They're not going to give you enough time to even do that. If you can't show an improvement in your first to 2 years, first year, second year, you damn near out the door. So why would you put yourself in this situation when you already know you going into a terrible situation where you have to prove yourself within 1 to 2 years? It just doesn't make sense. And granted, some of these teams, the Raiders' offensive line is terrible. The only good player that they pretty much got on their team is damn, what's his name? The defensive end. Max Crosby. Outside of that, like, who else do you know on the Raiders? And Genty. Outside of Genty and him. Genty can't even get going because the offensive line is so terrible. Geno Smith couldn't do nothing because of the offensive line is so terrible. The defense would make stops year after year and can't do nothing because the offense can't capitalize off of them getting stops. Same with the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals played good. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, he played good, but he couldn't win the games. Because he can't win the games by himself. The defense got to make stops. Then they fired the head coach. Now Green Bay pick up the head coach as a defensive coordinator. I'm just like, bro, are we gonna be in this same situation now? Are we about to fall to whatever 5-5 and whatever, 5-10, 5-11? Like, come on, bro. I'm hoping that this not gonna be the cycle for us going forward. Like, these teams got to establish something, bro. Even with the Browns, yo, you got Garrett Wilson. I mean, Myles Garrett. I'm sorry. You got Myles Garrett over there. You got a promising defense, bro. You got a couple young pieces that's over there that's good. Build on the offensive line to help Shador out. If Shador is going to be y'all starter for next year, build on that. You got a young core over there. You need a number one wide receiver because Jared Judy is not it. You get a number one wide receiver. You got Shador and a franchise quarterback. You got a running back in Jukins. Offensive line you definitely need. You need a number one wide receiver. You need a little bit more help on the defense, but you have some young pieces on the defense that can really make moves for y'all. But you need a head coach in there that's going to be great, bro, and give Shador Sanders the time to develop and the personnel to come in there and help him develop so he can be a franchise quarterback. So I'm not surprised that these three teams are struggling to find coaches. If you just look at their records over the last 10 years, that's why they're struggling to find head coaches. Because I'm telling you, it's going to be a situation that they're going to have to come in there and prove themselves their first or second year. If not, you out the door. I wouldn't even take that chance myself. And like I said, the Bills, I don't feel like the Bills are struggling to find a head. I feel like the Bills are going to find a head coach. It's just they just taking their time. They probably were the last team to fire their head coach. Everybody else head coach has been fired since the season been over. And they still haven't found a head coaching yet. But, hey, man, that's just my personal opinion. But like I said, why would I go into a situation where it's prove myself in a year or two? And if I don't, I'm out the door. But it's Brandon by Mars. Make our recognized success, man. And I'll see y'all in the next one.